Hey guys, I'm April from Giggle Glitter Graphics, and this is part 3 of my Magic Forest Fairy Journal. If you didn't catch the first couple of parts, I will put a couple of links down below so you can check those out. So I'm going to start on this spread. I'm going to move this vellum to the side. I've got this, I'm going to make kind of a flip over here, but I'm going to start with these pockets. I think I want to round the corners on a couple of these, and then I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges. Make sure that's right side up. I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges a little bit to make them pop out. I'm going to use Vintage Photo for that. All right, so I'm going to layer my pockets so that the bottom one covers up the top one a little bit. And I'm going to try to place this in the same spot. I've got my fabric tag. I'm going to glue this on 3 sides. Just like that. And hopefully put it in the right place. Make sure we're straight. Go. Let's check our work. That'll do. All right, and then we're gonna do the same thing on this one. All right, while that is drying, I've got this piece of vellum. I really liked how you could kind of see the forest fairy lights popping through the back of this. And I just wanted to make a little flip up here. I'm gonna use washi tape to attach this in. And I've got some really cute, and I just gotta pick a color, which is always the hardest part, isn't it? That is super bold. I like that a lot. Let's see if we can find the end. So I'm going to flip this over and move this flip out of the way. I'm kind of, because this is going to fold over the top, I'm just going to try to line this up right here. And attach it. And then we're going to close this, flip it over, and then let's see if we can get this to attach neatly. There we go. Got a nice little flip here. And I've got some other things that I've pulled out, some little ephemera bits. I've got this piece of writing. I purchased this ephemera. I might tuck that back here. And I've got this cute fairy girl from my fairy kit. I think she'll go in here. And I've got, this is an art card. I took my Wink of Stella glitter pen and I kind of went over the glitter texture on this. It's hard to see the sparkle on camera, but it's really nice in person. I think I'm gonna put one of these tabs on top of that and put that there. And I've got this sun through the leaves text that I thought would be really cute down here, since you could kind of see the lights of the trees. It's not really the sun, but I think that the thought is there, and I just like how that looks at the bottom of the page. I didn't want to do a lot of other things underneath this and detract from this vellum. I printed some of my digital paper on this. It had a lighter background, so it was nice and transparent. I was really pleased with how that came out, and I don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to go ahead and round some corners, ink some things, and I will be right back. All right, so I've used Vintage Photo ink on this little, you know what, I'm going to turn this way. I like this little seal. On this little piece of ephemera paper, and also on the edges of this flower card. And then I used a green. Which green do I have here? Mowed lawn. I used mowed lawn on the edges of this tab just to make it pop out a little bit, and then also the fairy card and the text. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this tab. This was just a tab from the kit. I'm gonna glue that onto the top of this. And I'm also going to glue the text onto the vellum. All right, so I'm pretty close to done with this, maybe. Let me go see what I can find. I'd like to dress up this little tab a bit. And I'm gonna see if there's like a fussy cut or something like that that I might like to put here, but I might just leave this blank. So I checked my stash and I was looking for something green for this tab, and I found this button. I've got a bunch of vintage buttons in a bag, and I think I'm just gonna put that on the tab for a little bit of extra something something. I'm gonna call this spread done, I think. And I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry and move on to the next page. So I think this is the next page I want to work on. I've got another little piece of that brown paper that I love so much. Fussy cut, the butterfly, this big tag, and I have a journaling card that I think I'm gonna make a tab for and be able to slide in and out of there. So I'm gonna start by, I think, stenciling. Let me go pick out a stencil really quick. So this seems like a pretty good choice. I'm gonna use some colored ink right about there. Let's see, what color should I use? I think the purple. There's a little purple in here I'd like to draw out. Let's see, there it is. The seedless preserves. So let me grab that. That came out kind of interesting. And I'll go ahead and hit all the edges with the same ink just to make it fancy. All right, there we go. So I think we're gonna glue this all the way down. And I like this here, but now I am second guessing this butterfly. I have some other things here. Got that purple theme going. What else do we have? There's a flower. Is there a purple butterfly? I think I've tucked it in somewhere else in the book. Waiting to be used. I think we'll do the bird. Bird looks good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna ink the edges of the bird, the journaling card, and this big tag. I've also rounded the corners on these cards. I used the small corner rounder on the big tag, and then the journaling card I used the large setting. I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing some of these things into place. Let me grab my scrap paper. We'll put some glue stick on the back of this. And then I want the rough edge facing this way, and it'll go right about there. Put that down. Next would be our tag. I want it to overlap the brown, and this is going to be a pocket. There we go. Hold that in place for a second. Dry. Next we'll do the bird. I want it to overlap a little bit. Let's grab our glue stick again for that. There we go. And then I want to fold this tab in half. This is just a piece of scrapbook paper I trimmed a little rectangle off of to make a pull tab. And I think this is the top of my card. offset that pull tab just a little bit. Back to our glue stick. And I'll ink the folded edge of this as well. There we go. This just slides right in here. And there we go. I'm gonna leave these couple pages as they are, so there's plenty of journaling space, and find my next page. So I've picked this as my next project. I've got a ankle pocket here, a bookmark. This is a tag, all from the kit. This is a little mini journal from the Explorer's Journals kit, and it has all these little flowers and plants and things like that. I have a little glassine envelope, and I think I'm gonna tuck it in here. So I'm gonna start off with inking the edges of everything that I want to ink, and then I'll start gluing things into place. I've inked everything in Vintage Photo. Now I'm going to start by attaching this pocket. I'm gonna go as far out to this edge as I can without it looking really wonky, because this book is gonna kind of attach right here. And I don't want it too close to the crease because it's gonna make my journal not close quite as well. So let's start with the pocket. Go. And then I'm gonna glue, even though this little book could be just tucked in, I really want to turn it into a pocket. I like the idea of that, and it's gonna be off of this just a little bit. So I'm going to do just like I would with a pocket, and do 3 sides. Get that a cute little angle, right like that. This bookmark, I think I'm just gonna leave it as is and just tuck it in there. But for this tag, I definitely feel like I wanna add some pretty string. I've got a bunch of this left over from our tassel. So I'm gonna go ahead, punch a hole in there, put in an eyelet, and then pick out something pretty to go in the top of that. So I used a purple eyelet, and then I grabbed the pink thread with all the metallic eyelash iridescence coming off of it. I really like how that looks, and it's nice and skinny, so I'm gonna leave it long. I don't have to worry about it jamming things up. And then I've got my little glassine envelope. I'm gonna tuck that there. Let's see, do I have any words or something like that? How about nature? Let's grab that. Clean up that edge where the white is. And this is my favorite little trick, is using the small part of the corner punch to round off these edges. And that's gonna, oh, I can even tuck that right under there a little bit, huh? Let's do the purple around the edge on this one, just to make it jump out, since we did everything else in the brown. Just a quick little dab of that. And then we'll glue it down. So I felt like we needed a little more pizzazz down here somewhere. I'm going to use this washi tape and grab my scissors. Set that to the side, and I'm going to kind of cut around this little flower on the washi tape. There we go. There's a little flower down here. just take the rest of this, let's see, and use it to decorate this glassine bag without taping it shut by accident. Move it down here. Let a little bit of that poke out so it's kind of like a tab. There we go. Fancied it up a little bit. Now I'm noticing that this is popping open. I am going to think about this a little bit. It isn't too big of a deal, but it's bothering me. So I'm going to have to come up with a way maybe to tie this shut. And that's something that if I come up with that, you will see that in a final flip through on this journal. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with how this page came out, and I'm going to move on to the next one. All right, I flipped through and these pages caught my eye. You can see I tucked in this loaded tag. This is part of my Magic Forest tags kit. And I definitely want to put that on this page. But this page was a little tricky to me because I really like this gold design on the page and I didn't want to cover all of that up. So I decided to do a belly band right down the middle. So what I think I'm going to do is ink this up and glue it on, but I'm also going to glue it on the top, bottom, and then in the middle as well. So I'm making two little pockets. So it's a little more visually interesting and balanced here. So I have one large thing on the side and then I'll have a couple of smaller things here, and this gold design will still show through right in between those items. So I think I'm going to use vintage photo distress ink on the edges of this because there is a lot of brown over here on this side. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac and glue at the top, bottom, and middle of this strip. So I've decided to just kind of, to make sure it's in the middle. So with the glue right on the page, hopefully that's gonna work out okay for me. Let's see if we can get this on here pretty straight and centered. There we go, that should work. We'll let that dry before we try it out. Let's go on this side. I've got this big tag. Because I've got this piece up in the corner, I'm not gonna try to round the corners on this, but I feel like it could be a little more interesting on here. I think I'm gonna grab some of this glitter paper and I might do maybe just at the top so it looks like it's kind of hanging off of there, or I might do the top and the bottom. Let's see here. Grab my scissors. Let's cut this right in half. So if I did right there and down there. You know what? I feel like that's too close to what's going on over here. It's mirroring more than complementing. So I'm going to just go with one piece up there, just to give a little bit of interest and be something different than just plops on the page. So there is a lot going on in this tag, but I'm gonna use, let's see, let's grab my glue stick so I can stick this on. Gotta line that up right in the center. I probably could have cut that shorter, but that's fine. And then we'll just make sure that the tag is centered on the band. There we go. All right, let's move back over to this side. I've picked out a couple of cards. I've got another one of these flower cards with the glitter design on it, which I'm gonna go over with that Wink of Stella, the glitter pen again. And then I've cut another piece of this glitter cardstock because I like the idea of carrying that across to the other side. And this little lake scene, I'm gonna round the corners on these. I'm gonna ink everything up and I will be right back. So I used Vintage Photo on this one after I did my Wink of Stella glitter pen. And I did the purple around the little lake scene. I wanted to kind of make it pop out a bit more from the brown background of the glitter. Let's see if we can center that up. All right. Cute. I'm gonna leave this one as just a kind of little card. Tuck that in there. This one's gonna go in here, but I can't decide if I wanna do a tab or if I wanna do some strings that are gonna kind of hang out. I think I might wanna do a tag and a button again because I really liked how that looked. I've also picked out some of this ribbon. It has like a chenille trim on it. This I'm gonna glue right up the middle of this band to give it a little more texture, and I am going to let this poke out of the top of the book and just leave that end there. So let me dig up a tab, stack of them here somewhere. I will get that inked, glue it and the ribbon on, and I'll be back. So I'm going with brown buttons this time. I'm kind of digging through here just to see what might jump out at me, and I actually really like that one. I think that's going to be the one. I am very tempted to add a rhinestone to that though. I'm going to have to go find some rhinestones. This is how it is, guys. Rhinestones. Let's see here. Maybe something like, I'll have to glue this on. Well, that's just gonna be adorable. We're gonna do that. Let's push these all to the side. I kind of feel like I want a little color, more color on this tab. So I'm gonna grab, I see a little bit of purple in this tag, and there's definitely purple in this spread. So I'm going to just buff on a little purple to the other side. Even now, the backs of all of my tags and things today are white. I did not print the paper on the back. There we go. And we'll just glue our button on. I like that better with the purple ink. And glue on our rhinestone. There we go. Make sure everything's on there straight. I'll just bring our book over and tuck that in. There we go. I think this is where I'm going to stop today. I'm going to go through some more of the book. I'm going to set some more pages up. Today we did a lot of pockets and then this one belly band. I want to try to mix it up next time. I've got ideas for maybe a waterfall, kind of flippy things. I don't know. I'm gonna take a look and see what I come up with. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you will keep an eye out for the next one.